Playing right field, wearing the number 25, Brock Kless. Playing center field, wearing the number 8, Dominic Hughes. Playing in left field, wearing the number 33, Caden Clark. Playing third base, wearing the number 12, Griffin Harrison. Playing shortstop, wearing the number 2, Marty Munoz. Playing second base, wearing the number 9, Caleb Milliken. Playing first base from North Pole, Alaska, number 11, Alex Garcia. Catching for your Alaska GoldPanners is number 17, Isaac Schuck. The starting pitcher for your Alaska GoldPanners is number 15, Garrett Maloney. The designated hitter tonight is number 4, Matthew Pinal. And the rest of your Alaska GoldPanners who are field managed by Mr. Mark Lindsay. He is assisted by Brian Hansen, Jake Taylor, and Marcus Mastrovoni. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please stand. Kindly remove your hats. Place your hand over your heart for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you. Now, if you'll turn to your attention to the center of the field, we have a very special guest in the house tonight. As many of you know, tonight, the Alaska GoldPanners are sponsored by the UAF Alumni Association. Out to throw the ceremonial first pitch is trustee of the Bill Stroker Foundation, Mr. George Lonesberry. Thank you, George, for representing the Bill Stroker Foundation tonight.
And your first pitch. Good old George from the Bill Stroker Foundation. And Bill Stroker, the longtime president of the Alaska GoldPanners until his passing in 2010. His foundation continues to provide to charitable organizations and also to this GoldPanner organization. Bill Stroker presided over this team from 1965 until 2010. A lifelong Fairbanks resident and UAF graduate. Bill's father, Ed, played in the very first Midnight Sun game back in 1906 and a whole bunch more thereafter. That brings us to tonight's ball game. The GoldPanners welcoming the San Francisco Seals. It is game 3 of now 5. This will be a 5-game series now, and we'll explain why momentarily here. So, GoldPanners have dominated the first 2 games over the shorthanded Seals. 16-1 in game 1, 15-3 yesterday in 8 innings as the mercy rule is in effect in this series, 10 runs. And the Panners finished off the Seals. The game ended after a 3-run home run for Griffin Harrison, put the Panners up 15-3 in the 8th inning. The GoldPanners and Seals. The Panners are 22-12 with 1 tie on the season. They have won 6 of their last 7 ball games. The Seals have added another player to their roster and a new pitcher who will start tonight, C.J. Pino. C.J. Pino starting for the Seals, and he will go up against the right-hander for the GoldPanners, Garrett Maloney. Maloney, the freshman from Southern Nevada, 6'3" right-hander out of Henderson, making his second GoldPanner appearance and his first start, a recent arrival. Through 3 innings against the Inland Valley Pirates in that series-ending loss. 3 innings, 1 run on 2 hits, and now making his first start here against the San Francisco Seals. Both teams wearing black tops today. The GoldPanners with the Alaska snow-capped letters on the front, and the Seals in their black tops that say Seals across the front. Garrow Von Dane with you live. Chris Carlson on the controls. Tell us who you are on the YouTube chat. And the first pitch is looped towards short. Munoz has it on 1 hop and throws on to Garcia at first base for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 away here in the top of the first inning for Garrett Maloney. Defensively for your GoldPanners, Isaac Shook is catching. You heard Alex Garcia there. He's over at first base. Caleb Milliken at second. Marty Munoz at short. Griffin Harrison at third base for Fairbanks. The outfield, Caden Clark in left. Dominic Hughes in center. And Brock Kless is in right field. Falcon Magana now batting for the Seals with 1 out and the base is empty. 1 strike pitch way inside. And it's 1-1 from Maloney. After Magana, it'll be Morgan Wyatt. Flynn Morrison in the cleanup spot. Jake Moore will bat 5th. And that one is hit towards third. And Harrison onto first base. 4 pitches and 2 outs on the 5-3 putout brings up Morgan Wyatt. So Cole Sikowski batting 6th, Parker Falzone. And the 7th spot, R.J. McDowell will bat 8th, and Jake Ferguson, the designated hitter tonight for the Seals, is batting 9th. Garrett Maloney. It is a breezy 61-degree evening here in Fairbanks. Cloudy skies. Haven't had any rain today. At times has felt like it was going to rain. It is UAF Alumni Night here. University of Alaska Fairbanks alumni here. And Nook, the Nanook's mascot, is back here again. He was here for hockey night last week. And he was downstairs getting his picture taken. I'd love to get Nook to join Happy Boy today. I wonder if that's possible. A little duo dance.
Talk to them, and probably will have to leave before the game.
Oh, man. Well, why don't we do a Nook Boy in the 3rd inning stretch and let him go out there and do a jig. The 2-2 pitch to Wyatt. Smoked down the left field line, but it's hooked foul into the GoldPanner bullpen.
The Gold Daughters are open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. out on the Steeps Highway across from the Alaska Pipeline Viewpoint.
Fairbanks, Alaska, here as the home portion of the season starts to wind down. After this series, 1 more series against the Flagstaff Star Chasers out of Arizona. And that one hits the batter, Wyatt, on a 2-2 pitch between the shoulder blades.
That hit by pitch brought to you by Satterberg.
And a 2-out base runner for the Seals.
Call Bill. Now up to bat for the Seals. Number 31, Flynn Morrison.
And the first pitch to Morrison is a 1-hopper back to the mound, and Maloney throws on to first. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. Panners coming to bat here at Growden. Garrow Von Dane here at Growden in Fairbanks, Alaska. Glad to have you with us for GoldPanners baseball here on PannerVision. GoldPanner games on the web live since 2001. Here we are in 2022. Bringing it to you on our YouTube page. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Panners on a UAF alumni night here at the ballpark. Geological institution here, a land, sea, and space grant institution. University of Alaska Fairbanks, a lot of studies for geology and, of course, seismology. Alaska is a huge earthquake state, a lot of people don't realize. Dominic Hughes leading off. He'll be followed by Caleb Milliken and Brock Kless against CJ Pino, a right-hander for the Seals. Dom Hughes has had a really good stretch for the GoldPanners as of late. 7 for his last 14. 4 runs batted in, 10 runs scored over that span. And he lines one right into the glove of first baseman Flynn Morrison. He caught that one just above ground level. And Hughes is out number 1. Brings up Milliken. Mentioned Kless batting 3rd. Matthew Pennall, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot. Isaac Shook batting 5th. Griffin Harrison in the 6-hole. Marty Munoz batting 7th. And then it's Caden Clark and Alex Garcia. Milliken stands in against CJ Pino. So I mentioned this is now a 5-game series. There was a doubleheader scheduled for Sunday after the rainout in Game 1. But that has been scrapped. It is just a single game on Sunday now at 2 p.m. So it's back to the way it was originally scheduled. So we'll have another game tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And a Golden Days celebration tomorrow here in Fairbanks. And then Sunday, a 2 p.m. final meeting between the GoldPanners and Seals. Milliken with the 1-1 count takes his strike. Caleb Milliken, the junior from Pomona pitcher out of Berkeley, California. And the right-hander Pino, and it's grounded towards first. And the flip to Pino gets there just in time to record the out. Putout goes 3-1 to take care of Milliken, and that'll bring up Brock Kless for the GoldPanners out of UC San Diego.
Back for your GoldPanners, number 25, Brock Kless.
Kind of a cool night here with the breeze. And no score here in the bottom of inning number 1. Brock Kless batting .333 on the season. And he takes a breaking ball for ball 1. The Panners as a team batting .308. That one is popped back and over the press box.
That ball brought to you by Sanican.
No score, bottom of the first inning. 2 outs and nobody on, and Kless fouls this one into the stands. So Golden Days we are in the middle of Golden Days, but tomorrow is the big celebration day, starting with the state's largest parade that winds through town. Also a street fair, and that one is lined into center field, but right there is Jake Moore to make the catch. The Panners go down in order here in the first inning. No score after 1 from Growden.
San Francisco Seals, number 30, Jake Moore.
Jake Moore for the San Francisco Seals leads off the top of inning number 2. Garrow Von Dane live here at Growden, home of the GoldPanners since 1961. And the first pitch of the inning is grounded right side, long run for Milliken, and it gets under his glove into right field. And so safe at first base is Jake Moore for the Seals as they bat here in inning number 2. More than Cole Sikowski and Parker Falzone. Cade Sikowski. Cade, I said Cole. It's Cade Sikowski, the Seals catcher. So yeah, Sunday, just one game now at 2 p.m. start. The Panners will be marching in the Golden Days Parade in the morning. It is a wild parade that goes all through town for hours. And the big street fair downtown. Really the final kind of celebration of the summer. The Alaska State Fair takes place in Palmer, Alaska, which is about 5 hours south and is about 45 minutes outside of Anchorage in the Matanuska-Susitna Valley. Beautiful area nestled between high mountain peaks and fertile soil. Swing and a miss.
Fatality.
Sikowski strikes
Down
out.
for that for the Seals, number 18, Parker Falzone.
And Parker Falzone will bat with a runner at first base and one away in a scoreless top of the second inning. The Alaska State Fair takes place in kind of early mid-August. It's a cool event. I was able to go last year. As a throw to Garcia, the pickoff throw gets away, and the runner will head to second base. So Moore gets into scoring position. And the Seals have a chance to take an early lead here in inning number 2 if Parker Falzone can deliver. Yeah, I went to the State Fair last year. And let's see, Billy Idol was there. A lot of bands. The Guess Who were playing. I don't know if it's any of the original members, but they were there. And one of my favorites, Maryland's own Clutch, broke a 2-year spell without a show. Their relentless touring act, but COVID, of course, stopped a lot. That was their first show in 2 years, and they played at the Alaska State Fair and had a blast. Not many shows, as you might imagine, make it up to Alaska, but that's your best opportunity is the State Fair every year. Falzone the batter with a runner at second base and one out. Used to be some pretty good shows here in Fairbanks in the summertime, but the Blue Loon, where a lot of those shows took place, burned down a few years ago. And it has not since been rebuilt. Two and one to Falzone with the runner at second and one away. And Maloney misses inside. It's 3-1. Garrett Maloney in his second GoldPanner appearance and first start out of Southern Nevada.
All right, yeah, you just turned them on. All right, thanks, Kari. All right, thanks.
And it's lined into center field. Hughes will go back, still going back, and he reaches up to make the catch. A runner will tag from second and head to third. Hard hit ball by Falzone, but Hughes able to catch up to it, and now R.J. McDowell in the 8th spot.
R.J. McDowell.
Will bat with 2 away and a runner at third base. Golden Days here in Fairbanks celebrating the founding of Fairbanks. The parade comes right by the ballpark here. And I'm sure Alexis Friedman will have lots of pictures of the Panners tomorrow. And that one is lined off the leg of Maloney, and it rolls into right field. A run will score, and the ball's still rolling around. And the runner will stay put at first base, but that is a RBI single for R.J. McDowell, and the Seals are on top 1-0. And now are they going to come out and check on Garrett? Mark Lindsay makes it halfway out.
Now to bat for the San Francisco Seals.
And Maloney shakes him off and says, I'm good. So Moore comes in to score, and it's 1-0 Seals. Seals, I believe, now have 11 players on the entire roster. Yesterday, early in the game in the first inning, third baseman, and that one is grounded to second, and the force out at second base goes 4-6, and that brings the top of the second to a close, but the Seals score one. They take a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second inning here in Fairbanks. A coolish night here at the ballpark under cloudy skies. The summer winds down here in the Golden Heart, and it's 1-0 Seals. They take a 1-0 lead, an unearned run in the top of the second inning. RBI single for R.J. McDowell, scores Jake Moore, and the Seals have the early lead. Matthew Pennall will lead off after the GoldPanners went 1-2-3 in the first. It'll be Pennall, Shook, and Harrison. And Pennall floats this one high into right field, and coming in to make the catch is Magana, and Pennall is out number 1, 4 up and 4 down for C.J. Pinot Noir.
Now up to bat for your GoldPanners.
Isaac Shook will be the batter.
Isaac Shook.
Mentioned yesterday, and it was probably mentioned the day before when I was out, that GoldPanner catcher Rafael Flores has signed with the New York Yankees. So now it's Hiraki and Shook splitting the time behind the dish. Isaac stands in here against C.J. Pinot. Shook batting .234 this summer. GoldPanners coached by Mark Lindsay, as this one is grounded as short, and a backhanded attempt, but unable to pick up the baseball is Pajari, so safe at first base is Shook. And he had it on the glove, but when he picked the glove up, the ball wasn't in there. So the error allows
Now to bat for your GoldPanners.
a one-out base runner for Fairbanks, and brings up Griffin Harrison. Panners winning in 8 innings yesterday. The 10-run rule was implemented. It's unclear whether or not it will be used every game. And that one is grounded through the left side for a base hit, just eluding Wyatt and Pajari. And that's the first GoldPanner hit of the game. Puts 2 aboard with 1 out for Marty Munoz. And Munoz, the sophomore from Cal Baptist, has had a really good stretch. 8 for his last 20, including a home run mixed in. GoldPanners shortstop Went 3 for 5 yesterday, including a 2-run triple off the knee of starting pitcher Joe Lee. I started to mention last inning, in the first inning, Pujari was at third base, and he was hurt diving for a baseball, but he was able to continue. And then Lee took the line drive off the knee. He had to depart the game. High fly ball, and reaching up to make the catch is catcher Sikowski, and Munoz is out number 2. And that brings up Dixie State's Caden Clark.
Now to bat for your GoldPanners, number 33, Caden Clark.
Clark just 159 on the year. He's had some spurts, and gets on base an awful lot. And he bats here with 2 aboard and 2 outs. Big curveball is in for strike 1. Garrow Von Dane here at Growden. Our buddy Burnley on cameras right now. Kind of a quiet night here at the ballpark so far. A lot of sweatshirts are on. And of course, see a lot of those GoldPanner hats. So much great merchandise downstairs, where team president Abe Siddall manages and prints up all the great stuff. So many different shirt designs. Hats come in multiple colors. And all different styles of hats too, but of course the ones the team wears are available. Jackets, everything you could possibly want, and you can check out the merch right online at the GoldPanners website. And hurry up, because this is the time of year where they stop loading up more and just kind of sell out of everything that's still there. Way outside, 3-1 on Caden Clark, with Alex Garcia on deck for the GoldPanners. 2 on and 2 outs. Panners trailing 1-0 here, bottom of the second. I look down and see Jake Taylor in the first base box. He was my PannerVision guest yesterday. Here's the 3-1. And he takes ball 4. I told you he gets on base a lot. Clark draws the base on balls.
Now to bat for your
That is the
GoldPanners,
18th
number 11,
walk
Alex Garcia.
for Caden Clark. That is second only to Brock Rudy, who has 20. And now Alex Garcia, the North Pole, Alaska native from right down the road here, is in the starting lineup, and he grounds one left side. Tough play, and it's off the glove of Pujari into left field, and a couple of runs come in to score, and the Panners take a 2-1 lead. Alex Garcia delivering for the GoldPanners with 2 outs here in the second. Shook and Harrison both score. Clark goes to second base.
Back to the top of the lineup for your GoldPanners, number 8, Dominic Hughes.
It brings up Dominic Hughes at the top of the order. Inning continues, and the Fairbanks Alaska GoldPanners have taken a 2-1 lead against C.J. Pino, right-handed starting pitcher for the San Francisco Seals. Travel team from California. A little short-handed this summer, at least right now. And that one's lined to right, a base hit for Hughes. Coming around third is Clark. The ball goes all the way to the wall, so Garcia will score easily, and Hughes on his way to third base, and he will get there with a stand-up triple, and then the ball goes wide of third. Hughes going to try to score. Here's the throw, and the tag is there. Hughes thrown out at the plate. That'll end the inning, but it's 4-1 GoldPanners after 2. Garrow Von Dane back here at Growden. Panners now with a 4-1 lead, plating 4 runs, all with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Garrett Maloney out for his 3rd inning of work, now pitching with a lead. Starting at the top of the order, Swoop Pajari, Falcon Magana, and Morgan Wyatt for San Francisco. And the 1-1 misses downstairs. It's 2-1. This is game 3 of now 5. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on Golden Days, and then Sunday at 2 p.m. a single game. No more doubleheader Sunday, just 1 game at 2 p.m. Then the Seals depart town. GoldPanners will be off on Monday.
Brought to you by Hometown Physical Therapy.
And then the Flagstaff Star Chasers come in for 6 games in 5 days. That closes out the home portion of the season. And the long, cold winter begins here in Fairbanks. The 3-2 pitch misses outside, so ball 4 to Pajari. And the leadoff man aboard for the Seals.
Now up to bat for the Seals, number 47, Falcon Magana.
Falcon Magana, who grounded out to 3rd in the 1st inning, will bat here with a runner on. And nobody out, top of inning number 3. A chilly-ish night here in Fairbanks. Golden Days has been celebrated here for, well, a long time. I believe 1954 was when it became a celebration. That was lined left for a base hit by Magana. And 2 on for the Seals here in the top of the 3rd as they try to respond to that 4-run bottom of the 2nd by the GoldPanners.
Now for the Seals, number 33, Morgan
1952 is when Golden Days began being celebrated here in Fairbanks. I mentioned the parade, the street fairs, also the rubber ducky race. Down the Chena River, thousands upon thousands of rubber duckies are unleashed in the Chena River. The Chena winds through Fairbanks. That's how Fairbanks was founded, like many other cities on the water. The Chena is beyond the left field fence, not too far. You can float the Chena. People do it all day long. It's like sitting on the old lazy river. Yeah, there's fishing to be done there. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Morgan Wyatt. And a strike is called from Maloney. Ball and 2 strikes with nobody out, and the Seals have 2 men on here in the top of inning number 3. After Wyatt is Flynn Morrison. Remember, the GoldPanners are on all the usual social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, @RealGoldPanners, and on TikTok. And Alexis Friedman was showing us some of the TikTok stuff. I don't have it, so I haven't seen much of it, but there's some great stuff on there. Good work by McKinley, who runs the GoldPanners TikTok. I bet she was showing me some of the Instagram stuff. We get 10,000 views and up on some of these things. Strike 3 called on Wyatt.
Now to bat for the Seals, number 31.
And a couple fire
Flynn
trucks here
Morrison.
next door at the park. I'm not sure what that is about. Haven't heard a siren. The 2 fire trucks here. And Flynn Morrison, the batter, with 2 on and 1 out. And he hits this one high and deep into center field. Hughes on the run, looks to be underneath it, and will make the catch for out number 2. Hard hit ball by Morrison, and a long fly ball out. The runner at second will tag and head to third, so Pajari at third, Magana at first base with now 2 away. Good work for
Now to
Maloney
bat for the Seals,
after allowing the
number
first
30,
2 to reach
Jake
safely.
Moore.
Jake Moore, the batter, reached on an error and scored in the 2nd inning, the only run for the Seals. so far tonight. GoldPanners baseball here on PannerVision. Don't miss any of the action the rest of the way. Man, oh man, after tonight, 8 games remain here in Fairbanks, so don't worry, though. We're taking PannerVision to Salt Lake City. Line to left, that's a base hit. The Seals, they get back on the board. The ball is bobbled by Clark, and that is going to allow the runner to come around third and score. Well, the Seals pick up 2 runs on the base hit by Moore as Pujari and Magana both come in to score with 2 outs on a well-hit ball by Jake Moore.
Now, for the Seals, number 32, Cade Sikowski.
And just that misplay by Clark in left allowed Magana to come in too. And that makes it a 4-3 game. And here's Cade Sikowski, who struck out swinging in the second inning. And the fire trucks are leaving. See some sun in the hills straight ahead. Let's get some of that over here, shall we? Ball and a strike with 2 outs. Maloney trying to put a stop to this top of the third. Cade Sikowski trying to keep things going. He's got a chance to bring in another Seals run. Foul zone is on deck for San Francisco. Swing and a miss, 2-2. If you're in the Fairbanks area, make sure you get over here to the park before the home season comes to a close. It's a long wait till the opener next year. Chop foul. Burnley delivering the goods from the fine ladies at Frosty Hooters downstairs. Thank you, Burnley. The 2-2 to Sikowski. And he takes ball 3. A long top of the third for the Seals against Garrett Maloney. The inning started with a leadoff walk to Pujari, a single by Magana. The next 2 outs were recorded. Maloney was almost out of it, but the base hit for Moore. And it's now a 4-3 game. GoldPanners in front. And strike 3 called. Sikowski is K'd for the second time in the game. That's all for the Seals in the top of the third, but they pick up 2 more. They're within 1 after 2.5.
Good save, Dad.
Oh man, I was so worried for a second.
Oh, the wrong night for big boots.
Fairbanks, Alaska GoldPanners baseball here on PannerVision. Garrow Von Dane live as the GoldPanners have a 4-3 lead going into the bottom of the third inning. On a cloudy night here in the Golden Heart. Golden days upon us. And Milliken tries to bunt his way on, but it goes foul, third base line. GoldPanners pick up 4 runs in the second inning to take a 4-1 lead. Seals get a couple back in the top of the third. A 4-3 game. We got a ball game, friends. After a couple of blowouts the last few nights. A 4-3 lead, and Milliken batting here. He'll be followed by Kless and Pinal against C.J. Pino, and a strike is called. Over at Panner Manor today, some of the coaches were watching that Derek Jeter series on ESPN. And man, it brought back a lot of memories watching some of those early games in Jeter's career. Definitely not a Yankees fan, but everybody watched him back then. 1-2 pitch is popped out of play into the parking lot.
That foul ball brought to you by the Glass Doctor. Luckily, no cars were harmed in the making of that last foul ball.
The 1-2 pitch. And he chops it foul. I got to go to Yankee Stadium, old Yankee Stadium, once. It was the last year it was open. The Pittsburgh Pirates made their first visit there since 1960 when they defeated the Yankees in the World Series on that Game 7 walk-off home run by Bill Mazeroski. Still the only one ever in World Series history. Only Game 7 walk-off home run. Milliken strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the third. Bill Mazeroski still alive and well.
Number 25, Brock.
Makes an occasional appearance in Pittsburgh. Hall of Famer. His statue is outside PNC Park. Hit that home run over Yogi Berra's head. Yogi was out in left field at Forbes Field, which is no longer in Pittsburgh. That was a cool experience going to old Yankee Stadium. This one is popped up high behind home plate. Sikowski makes the catch. Kless is out number 2. Brings up Matthew Pinal, who will flow out to right in his first at bat.
Number 4, Matthew Pinal.
It was funny too when I rolled into Yankee Stadium. I sat in the bleachers in Pirates gear, and the hecklers were clever and deep with baseball history knowledge. They were coming after me about Mazeroski all those years later. The Yanks can win 100 World Series and they'll still remember that loss, which gives me a little gratification. "4-3 GoldPanners, 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the third, and Matthew Pinal trying to start something here with 2 away. And he grounds one sharply right side, but it's stabbed by Flynn Morrison. And he steps on the bag, and the Panners go down in order for the second time in the game, but they lead it 4-3 through 3. Parker Falzone leads off for the San Francisco Seals. Parker Falzone. Not calzone, but Falzone. And a swing and a foul tip. Falzone, McDowell, and Ferguson. The 7, 8, and 9 spots in the Seals batting order. The Seals trailing 4-3 as we start inning number 4 here at Growden Memorial Park. And Garrett Maloney out for his 4th inning of work. And he thought he had strike 3. Home plate umpire Keith Jackson thought otherwise. And the right-hander sets and delivers on a 1-2. And completely fooled on that one was Falzone. He is a strikeout victim. And the 3rd for Garrett Maloney.
Number 19.
Brings up R.J. McDowell. Now played a couple different positions yesterday, also pitched. And drove in a run with an RBI in the 2nd inning on a single. That got the Seals on the board and gave them a 1-0 lead at the time. The Panners responded, though, with 4 in the bottom of the 2nd. The Seals pick up 2 in the top of the 3rd. Pretty good wind blowing left to right here in Fairbanks. Yeah, there's a strike call on McDowell. He'll be followed by Jake Ferguson. It's UAF alumni night here. Nervous Alaska Fairbanks up on the hill off to our left. It's a nice little campus. And they throw to first base. Maloney covering the bag. The play goes 4-1 on the putout of McDowell. There's an awesome natural history museum there that I go to at least a couple of times every summer. And the Nanooks have one Division I athletic program. That is their men's hockey team. And then a lot of D3 stuff, basketball, men's and women's. You need to recruit a certain type to come here to Fairbanks. A type that doesn't mind a lot of darkness and cold and snow. Hit to the right side, and Garcia on one hop will take it himself. And a 1-2-3-4 for Garrett Maloney. Panners lead at 4-3. Isaac Shook will lead off for the Alaska GoldPanners in the bottom of inning number 4 here at Growden Memorial Park. Great to have you with us here on PannerVision. I see a lot of Seals fans are tuned in as well. We welcome all. Great to see our regular GoldPanner viewers on our YouTube page also. GoldPanners leading 4-3. And CJ Pino trying to keep it that way here in the bottom of the fourth. Isaac Shook, Griffin Harrison, and Marty Munoz do up the 5, 6, and 7 spots in your GoldPanner batting order. And he deals a strike, it's 2-1. Golden days upon us, and tomorrow the big celebration all day Saturday, starting with the morning parade that the Panners will be marching in. This one's popped back into the stands. Fairbanks itself was incorporated in 1903 and founded shortly before that by Captain E.T. Barnett.
Part of baseball.
It was kind of by accident. Captain Barnett was headed to Tanana Crossing, and he was on his boat going up the Chena and shallow waters. He was trying to navigate his way through the shallow waters and got stuck here in what's now Fairbanks. He was looking to set up a trading post a little ways upriver. And Shook draws the base on balls. And a leadoff base runner for the GoldPanners here in the bottom of the fourth with Griffin Harrison due up. He singled and scored in the second inning. Hit a home run yesterday and ended the game after putting the Panners up 15-3. So Captain Barnett trying to set up the trading post. He runs aground here in Fairbanks. And some local gold miners discover him there, and they start talking to him, and then they say, hey, this is a good spot to set up something if you're doing a trading post. We got all these miners in the area. Let's get it on. Grounded, great diving stop by Pajari, but his flip to the bag is off the mark. Oh, man, a great stop.
If you left your wallet at the porta potty,
and that'll go as a base hit
merchandise booth
for Harrison.
So if anybody's been to
Two
the porta
aboard
potty and they've lost their wallet,
with nobody out for
check
Marty
your
Munoz.
fans. Now to bat for your GoldPanners.
So sure enough, Captain Barnett decided to set up his trading post here on the banks of the Chena River. And more miners started hearing about it and had a little spot to go. And so it was incorporated in 1903 and then eventually named for Charles Fairbanks. Kind of a weird deal. It doesn't make much sense. Lined into the gap in left center by Munoz. This one's going to go all the way to the wall. Shuck comes in to score. Here comes Harrison right behind him. And it is a 6-3 GoldPanner lead. A 2-run double for Marty Munoz. He continues to swing a hot bat. And the Panners doubling up the Seals here in the fourth. That brings up Caden Clark, who walked and scored in the second inning.
Yeah, what I do is I kind of have it for this one at all times. So I don't
Fairbanks named for Charles Fairbanks. Charles Fairbanks was a politician and a senator in the state of Indiana. Why they chose him, I don't know. He was also a vice president under Teddy Roosevelt in his second term. It's a weird deal. It's kind of like back where I'm from in Pittsburgh. A lot of things are named Duquesne. Duquesne University, of course, and then a lot of other things named Duquesne. The Marquis Duquesne from France never set foot in Pittsburgh, but all these things are named after him. High fly ball for Clark. It's going deep to left back, and it is off the glove of the left fielder McDowell in front of the wall. Munoz is going to be waved around third. He will score. Caden Clark with a deep double to the wall in left center. Almost got out of the park. Now Clark will settle for an RBI double. 7-3 GoldPanners here in the fourth.
Now to that for your GoldPanners.
The first four have reached safely in the inning.
Garcia.
And Alex Garcia now for the GoldPanners. A 2-run single in the second inning came in to score. GoldPanners opening up a 4-run lead here, and still nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. Smokes this one, but hooked it well foul into the Panner bullpen.
I ain't saying she's a gold
CJ Pino trying to get an out recorded here in the fifth, or in the bottom of the fourth. Time is called before that pitch can be delivered. The population here in Fairbanks, 32,000 roughly in the city. And if you throw in the entire borough and the military bases and all surrounding areas, you get close to 100,000. Ground ball to short. Up and throwing is Pajari, and it's in time to get Garcia, keeping Clark at second base. That's the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Brings up Dominic Hughes, who tripled in a couple of runs in the second, was thrown out at home after the throw to third went awry. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. The second largest city in the state of Alaska, Fairbanks, behind, well behind Anchorage, has over 200,000. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast too, this is a big earthquake state. There are a ton of earthquakes. There are a lot of earthquakes every day in the state of Alaska. It's just not newsworthy because there aren't people that it affects. But in Anchorage, you get a lot of earthquakes. Most of them don't cause a whole lot of damage, although in 2018 there was a pretty powerful one that caused a lot of damage. I've felt a whole lot of earthquakes here in Alaska, not that many in Fairbanks. Dom Hughes with a 1-ball, 2-strike count and a runner at second base with 1 away. 3 runs are in here in the bottom of the fourth, and it's 7-3 GoldPanners. Pino's pitch, Hughes went around for strike 3. That is the second out here in the fourth, and brings up Caleb Milliken, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Now to bat for your GoldPanners, number 9,
CJ Pino's getting a kick out of all the walk-up songs, bobbing along to each one of them. Got to enjoy yourself out there, right? Milliken 0 for 2, grounded out to first and struck out swinging so far in the game. Still a runner at second base with 2 away, and Milliken takes strike 1. Population really hasn't changed that much here in Fairbanks in recent years, but the real estate values have, as they have in many parts of the country. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from catcher Sikowski, so jogging over to third is Clark. Real estate is not cheap here. Well, it depends on your perspective. If you live in San Francisco, yeah, it's cheap here. The 0-2 pitch misses outside from Pino. Third base coach Ryan Hansen talking to Caden Clark over at third base. Ryan Ryan Hansen just took a new job with Loyola New Orleans. And that ball is in the dirt, and Clark will come in to score. It's 8-3 GoldPanners. A couple of wild pitches bring Clark in from second base. And now nobody on for Caleb Milliken, who's got a 2-ball, 2-strike count. On deck is Brock Kless. Pito's pitch is upstairs for a ball. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the 7th batter of the inning, Caleb Milliken. Base is now empty. Panners have scored 4 times in the inning. And it's fouled back to the netting. 8-3, Fairbanks in front.
That foul ball brought to you by Foundation Health Partners.
The payoff pitch, and he fouls this one back and out of play. Another payoff, and he hits this one high on the right field line. Will it stay fair?
Nope.
No, just foul by inches.
That foul ball brought to you by Tommy G's Meat and Sausage.
Oh, I love meat and sausage. That sounds so good right now.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I haven't been into Tommy G's. Have you been into Tommy G's?
I haven't. I gotta go. I hear great things about them.
I mean, it's meat and sausage. Is it retail or is it? Can you get a sandwich?
No,
or?
they sell. They just sell the cuts of the cow.
Interesting.
They didn't even have a cow there.
We might have a cow there. A partial cow or a whole cow?
It depends on how much you order.
Ground ball to third. Throw across is not in time, and the runner will be safe, and then the ball gets away, so Milliken will head to second base. So a single and an error. And the inning continues with Milliken in scoring position, and the 8th batter of the inning, Brock Kless, will bat.
Now up to bat for your GoldPanners, number 25, Brock Kless.
Kless is 0 for 2 so far in the game.
I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real
I'll be
good
the 5th
today.
inning, and then I'm gonna go.
I look real good
6 innings. I'm gonna go
The breaking ball is down low to Brock Kless. Matthew Pinal in the on-deck circle. A long bottom of the 4th inning. The first 4 batters reached safely. 4 runs are in. This one is popped up right side, foul territory. First baseman Morrison slips and falls right as he's about to catch the baseball. His feet just went out from underneath him. The inning was over. Now it's not. Kless still alive with a 1-ball, 1-strike count now. As Morrison stares at his cleats and wonders, how did you fail me? The 1-1. And they turn around and throw. They got the runner picked off, but can they throw him out? And the call is safe. I thought they might have had him. Umpire Dwayne Clements was over at second with the runner at second base. So stolen base for Milliken. And the 1-1 now to Kless. with 2 away, and Pino will step off. The wind blowing straight out to center field now, and Kless hits this one high into left center. Moore, the center fielder, calling for it, and will make the catch, and the inning finally comes to a close, but not before the GoldPanners score 4 times on 4 base hits. They leave a man on. They lead it 8-3 after 4. Garrett Maloney out for his 5th inning of work. GoldPanners starter in his first start and 2nd appearance of the summer, a recent arrival. Right about the same time that Corey Braun departed for the season. Gave up a run over 3 innings in his first outing against the Inland Valley Pirates. He works here into the 5th with an 8-3 lead. He misses outside for ball 2. 2-2 on Swoop Pajari at the top of the order, followed by Falcon Magana and Morgan Wyatt for the Seals. And that one inside, it hits the end of the bat, so it's a foul ball. Just trying to get out of the way of it. Catches the knob of the bat. Talking a little bit about the founding of Fairbanks here on UAF Alumni Night. Swing and a miss on a 3-2 pitch. Maloney strikes out Pujari.
Now to bat for the Seals, number 47.
5th strikeout.
Falcon Magana.
For Maloney, brings up Falcon Magana, who is 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Three runs allowed, but 2 of those are earned. So Fairbanks founded in 1901, and there were some gold miners in the area before that. But there are some archaeological sites in the area that show people here long before that. As here's the 0-2 pitch. It's outside for a ball, 1-2. On Magana with Wyatt to follow. Right at UAF in the hills off to our left, they have found a 3,500-year-old site with artifacts. That one is lined into the glove of Maloney. Wow, what a catch and way to protect himself at the same time. And a tough break for Magana. Great play for Garrett Maloney. 2 away for Morgan Wyatt. Yeah, 3,500-year-old archaeological site, and when they dig deeper, they find much older things as well. But all signs point that there weren't settlements here. It was just too rugged and cold and brutal. But seasonal hunters and gatherers that would come to the area when it was summertime. Grounded to short, and Munoz will throw out Wyatt 6-3, and that's it for the Seals here in the top of the fifth. We played half a ball game. It's 8-3 GoldPanners. Man, that song just gets my heart rate up. Matthew Pinal. GoldPanners leading 8-3 here as we go to the bottom of inning number 5. Pinal, Shook, and Harrison do up here against CJ Pinot Noir for the San Francisco Seals. 8 runs, 7 hits for the GoldPanners, 3 runs, 3 hits for the San Francisco Seals. This one is popped up right side by Pinal. And calling for it is the pitcher Pino, and he makes the catch in foul territory. And Pinal is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Brings up Isaac Shook, who has scored twice in the game, raced on an error, and also walked so far. UAF alumni night here at the ballpark. I got a magnetic Alaska Nanooks hockey schedule. Just over 40 days from the first game. They'll take on Simon Fraser University. Simon Fraser is the only Division I program that is not in the United States. Simon Fraser is in the Vancouver, BC area. And perhaps surprising that Simon Fraser has Division I sports that play in the United States and not University of British Columbia, the big school in Vancouver. University of British Columbia has put some big leaguers in on the baseball side as Shook strikes out looking, including Jeff Francis, a good career with Colorado Rockies and more.
12, Griffin Harrison.
Griffin Harrison 2 for 2, a couple of singles. He has scored twice. Panners with 4 in the second, 4 in the fourth. And now 2 outs, nobody on in the fifth. Harrison hits this one high into center field, and Jake Moore, a couple steps back, now comes back in and makes the catch. And the GoldPanners have gone down in order 3 times in the game. Good work for CJ Pino. We've played 5. It's 8-3 Fairbanks. Can Dom Hughes give the Panners the win in walk-off style? down the right field side, and it's a base hit, and Dominic Hughes drives in the game-winning run in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the improbable comeback victory in the bottom of the 7th inning for the GoldPanners gives them their first win of the season. And my goodness, the Panners walk off the Oilers in a bizarre game that was ugly for much of it. And the Oilers took a 5-2 lead into the 7th inning, and the Panners rally to win it 6-5 with a 4-run bottom of the 7th. Dominic Hughes, the game-winning hit after Tate Shamau's 2-run triple. And the Panners win it 6-5. How do you like that? GoldPanners get their first win of the year. And they look to clinch the series tomorrow night against the Oilers in another 7-inning game right here at 6:30 tomorrow night. Dom Hughes Growden Memorial Park, Fairbanks, Alaska GoldPanners baseball hosting the San Francisco Seals Game 3 of 5. It's now a 5-game series tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Golden Days. And then Sunday, 2 p.m., a single game on Getaway Day for the Seals, who will head back to California. The GoldPanners will have a day off on Monday before taking on the Flagstaff Star Chasers out of Arizona. A windy, chilly night now here at Fairbanks. GoldPanners leading 8-3. Flynn Morrison, Jake Moore, and Cade Sakowski. The 4, 5, and 6 spots in the Seals batting order. That's all for Garrett Maloney. Ethan Remmers takes over for the GoldPanners here in the 6th inning. 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned for Maloney on 3 base hits. Struck out 5, walked 1. He now makes way for Ethan Remmers. A freshman from San Francisco State, 6'4", 235, left-hander out of Rockland, California. And it's popped up right side. Garcia, the first baseman, will make the catch. The Seals do not have a base runner since Jake Moore doubled in the 3rd inning. He stands in now. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Maloney to close out his 2nd GoldPanner appearance. And now Remmers. Maloney threw 68 pitches over 5 innings. 45 strikes, 23 balls. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Moore is 1 for 2 with that RBI double. Reached on an error and scored in the 2nd inning. That made it 1-zip Seals. But now it's 8-3 GoldPanners. Panners have scored 4 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th. In the other 3 innings for Fairbanks, they've gone down 1, 2, 3. All against C.J. Pino. The 2-2 from Remmers. Chopped foul, 3rd base side.
That foul ball brought to you by the Gold Daughters. Discover gold, Ice Age fossils, and gemstones at your local gold mine.
Saturday looks like a partly sunny day. Swing and a miss. Remmers strikes out more. Brings up Cade Sikowski, 2 outs, bases empty. Tomorrow, high of 66 under partly sunny skies.
Cade Sikowski.
Yeah, decent day for Golden Days. Sun will come out, looks like about 9 in the morning. Boy, sunset already more than an hour earlier than it was for the Midnight Sun game. It was 12:47 a.m. the night of the Midnight Sun game. Now, tonight, sunset 11:35 p.m. Changes fast. 8 minutes a day, about. Sunset doesn't move that by 8 minutes, but the day shortens by 8 minutes. The 0-2 pitch to Sikowski is outside for ball 1. There's a chance of rain tonight, starting at 1 a.m. Tomorrow looks pretty nice, and 65-degree game start temperature. Chop foul stays 1 and 2. Golden Days parade starts in the morning. It'll be in the low 50s. Swing and a miss at a 1-2-3 6th. First inning of work for Ethan Remmers. He strikes out a couple. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 8-3 Fairbanks. GoldPanners and Seals as we go to the bottom of inning number 6. Scarrow Von Dane live here at Growden Memorial Park. And Marty Munoz will lead off. Panners leading 8-3, 8 runs on 7 hits. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Seals. Seals got 3 runs in the first 3 innings. They do not have a base runner since. Good work for Ethan Remmers. His first inning of work at the top of the 6th put him down 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. CJ Pino works into the bottom of the 6th. He has started for the Seals. And continues here in inning number 6. Marty Munoz, a 2-run double in the 4th inning, also scored. As the Panners enjoy a 5-run lead. Munoz, Clark, and Garcia, 7, 8, and 9 spots in the batting order. A chilly night here in Fairbanks under cloudy skies. blowing out towards center field. And Munoz hits this one high into right field. And finally calling for it is the right fielder Magana. And he makes the catch to retire Munoz, one away. Brings up Caden Clark. He has been on base twice and scored twice. He walked and scored in the second, doubled in a run, and crossed home in the fourth inning. Again, the Panners, 4 runs in the second, 4 runs in the fourth. But in the first, third, and fifth, they went down in order. CJ Pino against Caden Clark with Alex Garcia on deck. He misses outside. Going to wrap up my Fairbanks history talk here today. I mentioned the archaeological dig up at UAF. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. They have dug up some spots over by Fort Wainwright off to beyond the right field fence, with artifacts that date back 10,000 years. So that's right around the end of the last ice age. And there's also a lot of arrowheads that match Asian arrowheads. So, I mean, it's pretty well known that people crossed the Bering Ice, came from Asia, and probably went back and forth. So there's been activity here in Fairbanks for many, many, many years. Thousands of years, but likely no real settlements, because it's just too brutal for most of the year. Here's the 1-2. Swing, ooh, and getting a piece of it to stay alive is Clark. No, he is out. Did not get a piece of it, it just dropped by the catcher Sikowski. So Clark strikes out swinging. 2 up and 2 down here in the fifth. And Alex Garcia will stand in. Alex, a 2-run single in the second inning, grounded out to short in the fourth. Panners baseball here on PannerVision. Couple more with the Seals tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. Garcia pops this one up towards short, and Pajari underneath it to make the catch, and the Panners go in order for the second consecutive inning, but they lead it by 5 through 6. Panners and Seals as we start inning number 7, final third of tonight's ball game, and the GoldPanners leading 8-3. And Ethan Remmer's second inning of work in relief of Garrett Maloney. And it's hit high into center field by a foul zone. Hughes comes in to make the catch. 1 up and 1 down. Everybody's swinging early and counts right now, you get the feeling. And R.J. McDowell, a 1-for-2 night so far, drove in the first run of the game back in the second inning. The Seals led it 1-0. The Panners responded with 4 in the bottom half of the inning. 2 in the third for the Seals made it 4-3, but that 4-run fourth has the GoldPanners ahead by 5. McDowell, the batter, with Jake Ferguson on deck. And it's down low for ball 2. Ethan Remmers a 1-2-3 sixth. Did not go around. 3 balls and no strikes. Remmers falls behind here. And he throws a strike across the inside half. 3-1 to McDowell. Jake Ferguson due up. Ferguson an 0-for-2 night so far. The Seals do not have a base runner since the third inning. Until now. 5-pitch walk to McDowell.
Now to bat for the Seals.
Brings up Jake Ferguson, just 3 hits for the Seals. They had 7 hits last night and 3 runs. But the Panners had 15 hits and 15 runs. 3-hit nights for Brock Rudy, Blake Hiraki, and Marty Munoz. 6 of those 15 hits were for extra bases, including the home run by Griffin Harrison. The 0-1. Chopper back to the mound, but it's dropped by Remmers. He wanted to turn 2, but a great play by Harrison to come over and throw out the runner at first base.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Seals.
Great play by Griff.
Swoop Pajari.
5-3 put out. Going to second base is McDowell. Remmers shakes his head. And Swoop Pajari at the top of the order now. He's 0-for-2 with a walk, scored a run. Good crowd here tonight on a cool night in Fairbanks. A ball and no strikes on Swoop Pujari. 7 p.m. start again tomorrow night. That's our weekend start time. And a week from tomorrow will be our final home games of the season.
Sorry. Mildly loud.
Get to the top of the 7th, and you know what that means. Get your kazoos ready. Swing and a miss, it's 2-1. We were hoping to involve Nook, the Nanook's mascot. A Nanook is a polar bear, native word for polar bear. And Nook, the mascot, we wanted to get him involved in the 7th inning stretch, but I think he left. It's hard to stand around as a polar bear for a couple hours, I would imagine. Haven't tried it myself. Here's the 2-2. And it's in the dirt, and it kicks away, and so the runner will head to third base. So McDowell is 90 feet away from a Seals run, and potentially their first since the third inning. Remmers will try to prevent that and take care of Swoop Pujari on a payoff pitch with 2 away. Three-two from Remmers. Outside ball 4, second walk of the inning. So the top of the 7th continues for Falcon Magana.
Now up to bat for the Seals, number 47, Falcon Magana.
And we don't have any actual rosters or information for Seals players. I don't know if Falcon is his real name or not. If it is, that's a really cool name. Foul back to the netting.
That foul ball.
And it's nothing in one.
Gold Daughters. Visit golddaughters.com or find them on Instagram at Gold Daughters for more information.
The runners at the corners here for the Seals, but there are 2 outs, and Remmer's 0-1 pitch hits him on the elbow.
That hit by pitch brought to you by Satterberg Law Office.
And here comes bench coach Marcus Mastroboni.
Make you rich.
As the bases are now loaded. Remmer's a 1-2-3 sixth inning, but control problems here in the 7th. He has walked 2 and hit a batter. And Marcus Mastroboni, the former Cubs farmhand,
GoldPanner fans, get out your 50-50 tickets.
is out here to settle things down between his battery mates.
Tonight's winner of the 50-50
And Marcus has his say, and we'll head back to the dugout.
$60.50.
And Morgan Wyatt will be the batter. Wyatt is 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch back in the first inning from Garrett Maloney. Maloney, 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned on 3 hits.
You can claim your cash on the first base.
And the Seals do not have a hit in this inning. Don't have one since the 3rd, but they've got them loaded. But there are 2 outs, and now Remmers to Wyatt. Swing and a miss, nothing in 1. Remmers, 2-way player for the GoldPanners. The Hawaii Rainbow Warrior. Towards third. Harrison on to second for the force out. No damage done here in the top of the 7th. Hey, no. Don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. 7th inning stretch.
Fans, it's the middle of the 7th inning. Stand on up. Get your kazoos out as Chevrolet Lithia Fairbanks is proud to present. There he is, Happy Boy.
Walking down the street on a sunny day.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Feeling in the bones of that my weed.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Oh, I'm a happy boy.
Happy boy.
Happy boy.
Happy
Oh,
boy.
it is good when things are going your way.
Hey, hey.
A little black spot got hit by a car.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Oh, I'm a happy boy.
Happy boy.
Happy boy.
Happy boy.
Oh, it is good when things are going your way. Hey, hey. I forgot all about it for a month and a half.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
I looked in the drawer and started to laugh.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
'Cause I'm a happy boy.
Happy boy.
Happy boy.
Happy boy.
It is good when things are going your way.
Hey, hey. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Happy Boy himself. For you, those GoldPanner fans that want to get a selfie with Mr. Happy Boy himself, he will be by the concession stand for the next 10 minutes. Back to the top of the lineup for your GoldPanners, number 8.
Mr. Happy Boy makes his customary appearance here at Growden during the 7th inning stretch, as he does for every home game. Putting on a show, and now again getting his picture taken here tonight. So some opportunities here this stretch run to get your picture taken with Happy Boy. Dominic Hughes leading off for the GoldPanners in the bottom of inning number 7. Top of the order, Hughes, Milliken, and Klez. Garo Von Dane with you here. And Panners baseball taking on the San Francisco Seals and leading 8-3, 8 runs on 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 hits for the Seals here on University of Alaska Fairbanks Alumni Night. A lot of cool Nanook's merchandise downstairs and raffle tickets to win season tickets to the Nanook's hockey team. Nanook's play right across the street at the Carlson Center.
I'm about to announce it, so.
3-1 pitch to Hughes, and he grounds it right side and through for a base hit. A leadoff single for Dominic Hughes, his second hit of the
If your
game.
name is Jack Aldrich and Ski Marcinkowski, you just won some season hockey tickets for the UAF Nanooks. You can go claim
Yeah, they just
your
gave away
tickets.
The
The merchandise.
season ticket
Now
winners.
to bat for your GoldPanners, number
For the
9,
Nanooks.
Caleb Millican.
I got to make it to a Nanook's game this winter. Grounded right side, racing over his foul zone. His only play is to first, and they get the out there. Hughes goes to second on the play. Milliken out 4-3. The Governor's Cup, I guess, will resume this year. That is the annual series between the Nanooks and the University of Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. And the Seawolves program shut down a few years ago due to financial issues. But they had a grassroots effort over a few years and raised enough money to resurrect that program. So the Nanooks will have their in-state rivals back on the ice this year in the Seawolves. Almost foul back to the wall. There were big budget cuts instituted by the governor here a few years ago as the university's state money was slashed dramatically, and you know what happens then. Sports get cut. Nanook survived, took a year off, kind of restructured, and are doing very well. And now the Seawolves are back. Brock Klez with a runner at second base and one out, and he hits this one foul third base side.
That foul ball brought to you by Sourdough Transfer.
Boy, years ago they used to have a couple of big basketball tournaments up here in Alaska. There was the Great Alaska Shootout that many of you remember. That took place in Anchorage. And they had the Top of the World Classic that would take place here in Fairbanks. Here's the 1-2, and it's lifted high into center field. And Moore will make the catch to retire Klez. 2 away for Matthew Pinal. Pinal was 0 for 3 in the game.
Number 4, Matthew Pinal.
Long Beach College. Went 1 for 5 yesterday with a double, scored a run. CJ Pino started and works here in the 7th inning. Gave up 4 in the second, 4 in the fourth, but it's done really good work otherwise. 1, 2, 3 first, 1, 2, 3 third, 5th, 6th. We're now trying to retire Pinal and the Panners here in the 7th. With his team still hanging around. You're gonna have to start picking up some hits though. They loaded the bases in the top of the 7th without getting a base hit. Do not have a hit since the 3rd inning. Pinal batting here with Hughes at second base and 2 outs. Here's the 0-2 from Pino. Ball and 2 strikes. Pretty fast-moving game here, 8:47 p.m. locally. Swing and a miss, Pinal strikes out. And Pino puts up another 0.
All right,
We're going to the 8th. It's 8-3 GoldPanners. New pitcher into the game for the GoldPanners as we go to the 8th. And it's number 52, Logan Smith. Logan Smith from the United States Armed Forces, stationed at Fort Wainwright here in Fairbanks. He's the third pitcher for the GoldPanners after Garrett Maloney went 5, Ethan Remmers 2. It's been a while since Logan has pitched. He does not travel with the GoldPanners, obviously, with his military duties. Pitched a lot in June. And he starts with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. That one's fouled off by Morrison. Not Jim, but Flynn Morrison. Followed by Jake Moore and Cade Sikowski. The 2-2 is hit high into center field. Hughes going back. Still going back and reaches up to make the catch. And Morrison is out number 1 here in the 8th inning. It's an 8-3 GoldPanner lead. The hits are the same number, 8 for the Fairbanks, 3 for the Seals. Panners can wrap or clinch the series, rather, with a win here tonight after taking the first 2 games decisively. Ethan Remmers 2 scoreless. No hits, couple of walks, hit a batter, struck out 2. That one is slapped into right, and Kless will make the catch. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th inning. The Seals do not have a hit since the 3rd inning. Scored 3 runs in the first 3 innings, but that's been it.
Sikowski.
Did load the bases in the 7th.
Number 32.
Those have been their only base runners since the 3rd inning, but they did not score. Cade Sikowski with 2 away. Swing and a miss against Logan Smith, the big right-hander. I see Matthew Pennall starting to get loose in the GoldPanner bullpen. 0-2. Quick work for Logan Smith here in the 8th. Tanks outside 1-2. 7 p.m. start tomorrow night. GoldPanners will be up early tomorrow. And probably in full uniform for the Golden Days parade in the morning. Munoz charges, but he can't pick up the baseball, so the runner is safe. Sikowski reaches on the E6.
Now to bat for the Seals, number 18, Parker Falzone.
Another error for the GoldPanners. I had to... Man, let's see, that's 4 errors on Fairbanks in the game. Panners were charged with 2 yesterday. Falzone is 0 for 3 tonight. Two-out base runner for the Seals in Sikowski, and now Falzone trying to continue this top of the 8th inning. Seals not out of it yet, but got to start putting something together. We're getting late, just 4 outs left. And it's chopped foul at home plate. Garrow Von Dane here at Growden.
Hometown physical therapy.
On a chilly night here in Fairbanks. There are lights here at the facility as I look around, but they do not work, despite this being the largest outdoor lighted facility in the state of Alaska.
They don't work.
They have not worked in many years. I have been here with the lights on, but that was perhaps 2 decades ago. Ground ball to third, and the force out at second base ends the top of the 8th inning. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Still 8-3 Fairbanks. Isaac Shook leads off for the Alaska GoldPanners as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Growden Memorial Park. Arrow Von Dane live here in Fairbanks, and the Panners enjoying an 8-3 lead. And the new pitcher into the game is Tyler Miller. Tyler Miller, the right-hander for the Seals, takes over after 7 innings from starting pitcher C.J. Pino. And Shook swings and hits this one high into the air, foul territory. And first baseman Morrison will make the catch. Shook is out number 1.
707, Brad.
Now
Brings up Griffin Harrison.
Number 12, Griffin Harrison.
7 out, 7.
Griff 2 for 3 tonight. Had that big home run yesterday. Over the left field fence, caught the tree branches over the left field fence before landing on 2nd Avenue. Golden Days Parade tomorrow will be coming right past the ballpark and down 2nd Avenue. Harrison with a 1-ball count against Tyler Miller. And it's outside for ball 2. For C.J. Pino, he goes 7 innings, gives up 8 runs, 4 earned on 8 base hits. Overall, pretty good night for C.J. 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. And over those 7 innings, through 92 pitches, pretty efficient. Despite 8 runs, again, 4 charged to him, 64 strikes, 28 balls. That's really what you want. I mean, regardless in these games, you don't want to see a lot of walks, control problems. You want to see teams put it in play. Harrison trying to put one in play if he gets an opportunity here. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, and the base is empty. Here in the bottom of the 8th. And he swings and pops this one up to the press box. Where's it going to land? Ooh. Bang. On the roof of the press box. And then falls down into the stands. Still a good crowd here tonight, UAF Alumni Night. Alumni Association here.
Just holding your hand out like you're going to catch it.
I was going to catch it. I was going to catch it blind. It was just going to land right in my hand. Ball 4 to Harrison. A 1-out walk to the GoldPanner 3rd baseman. That's the voice of Burnley on cameras right now. Chris went missing right before the 7th inning stretch, and he's still not back.
Now up to bat for your GoldPanners.
Where could he be?
Marty Munoz.
Marty Munoz. 1 for 3 with an RBI double. A 2-run double make that. Don't want to cheat Marty out of an RBI. And that one towards his head, so he ducks out of the way. Munoz with Clark on deck. He backs out of the way of that one. A 1-out walk to Harrison. Hope you enjoyed tonight's Fairbanks history lesson here on PannerVision. Try to bring you some different things. Swing and a miss. Munoz out in front of that pitch from Tyler Miller, who started this 8th inning for the Seals. One more chance for San Francisco in the 9th. They will have the 8-9 spots due up, plus the top of the order. So McDowell, Ferguson, and Pujari. Runner takes off for 2nd, and a late throw. A flat-footed throw from Sikowski, and Harrison gets there easily. Munoz with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. He fouls this one back. 3-2 now to Marty Munoz.
Ball brought to you by Teamsters Local 9er.
And a payoff pitch coming from Miller to Munoz. And he fouls it back and out of play.
That foul ball brought to you by the Glass Doctor. The Glass Doctor specializes in fixing all pains.
Panners trying to win their 7th game in 8 tries. That one Munoz could not get out of the way of. So on a 3-2 pitch, he's hit in the back.
That pitch is brought to you by Satterberg Law Office.
2 aboard for Caden Clark. Clark has had a 1-for-2 night officially with a walk and an RBI double. He has scored twice in the game.
Now up to that for your GoldPanners, number 33, Caden Clark.
Caden's from Tooele, Utah. He'll be excited, I'm sure, to be in Salt Lake City for the Utah Marshals tournament, as are we. Looking forward to, not that I want to leave Fairbanks by any means, but if you were going to leave, then pretty stoked to go to Salt Lake City in the Beehive State. The land settled by the Mormons and Brigham Young. Lined into center field, coming in first and then going back and making the catches more. Runner will tag from second and go to third. Ooh, I'll be happy to grace you all with some Utah history when we get to Salt Lake City. Brigham Young took his
Number 11, Alex Garcia.
Followers to Utah after the Mormons, the LDS, fell out of favor in Missouri, and after the murder of Joseph Smith, the leader of the LDS group. And then Brigham Young took over and said, we better get out of here. And they crossed the Wasatch Mountain Range. And famously, Brigham sat in the hills and pointed to the Salt Lake Valley and said, this is the place. And that's where the Mormons would settle. And still very prominent in the state of Utah today. I was talking to Ryan Hansen today about Bryce Harper, who is LDS, and wondering aloud if he pays his tithing, which all practicing Mormons are to give 10% of their earnings to the LDS church. And if Bryce Harper is involved, well, that's a nice chunk of money. This one is popped up by Garcia. Playable for the shortstop Pujari, who drops the baseball. Harrison comes in to score. He drops the can of corn. And the inning continues and a run scores. 9-3 GoldPanners. On the error.
Back to the top of the lineup for your GoldPanners.
Charge to the shortstop Swoop Pujari. Garcia takes his lead and takes off. No throw on a pitch way inside. Stolen bag for Garcia. Alex plays for 2021 GoldPanner head coach Anthony Farrow down at Butte College, Chico, California. Am I feeling raindrops right now? Lined foul by Hughes.
That foul ball brought to you by First National Bank Alaska.
Still pretty windy here, blowing out to center field. No home runs today. Tyler Miller trying to put a stop to this 8th inning. The breaking ball lands in for a strike on Hughes. It's 1-2. Milliken would bat if Hughes reaches. This one is popped up. Yeah, the first baseman squeezes the baseball as Morrison has it in the glove. That's it for the Panners here in the 8th. They get a run on no base hits. Last chance for the Seals when we come back. 9-3 GoldPanners.
Living the dream. Oh my God.
9th inning here from Fairbanks, Growden Memorial Park.
Bots. These are chat bots. You got to watch out for these.
GoldPanners and Seals, and Matthew Pennall is on to pitch the 9th inning for the GoldPanners, and he starts with a pitch high and inside
And then you just hide them.
on R.J. McDowell.
Chat bots.
1 for 2 with an RBI single, and he rolls this one towards first, and it's fielded by Garcia, who steps on the bag. 1 up and 1 down here in the 9th inning for Matthew Pennall. 1 scoreless inning for Logan Smith in the 8th. Faced 4 batters, 1 reached on an error. And now Jake Ferguson, who's 0 for 3 out of the 9 spot. Ferguson, and then the top of the order, Swoop Pujari. The Seals down to their last 2 outs.
Oops. I'm doing something.
Here in the 9th inning.
Okay, I'm good.
Panners leading 9-3. 9 runs on 8 hits. Four GoldPanner errors tonight. 3 errors for the Seals. Pennall's 1-strike pitch is lined into right center field for a base hit. Ferguson has his first hit of the night and a 1-out single for Jake. We go to the top of the order, Swoop Pujari.
Back to the top of the lineup
For the Panners
Seals,
tonight, a 2-hit
16,
night for Dom
Swoop
Hughes,
Pujari.
2 for 3 night for Harrison. Griff has scored 3 runs tonight and stolen a base. Marty Munoz, a 2-run double. Caden Clark, an RBI double. He has scored a couple of runs. Big rip and a miss from Swoop Pujari. who is 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and a run scored. It was a 1-0 lead for the Seals in the top of the second. Panners came with 4 in the bottom of the second. Seals made it 4-3. That's what it was in the middle of the fourth, but a 4-run bottom of the fourth stretched the Gold-Panner lead. They now lead at 9-3. Check swing, he went around, and for strike 3. Seals down to their last out. Fast-moving ball game. It's 9:13 p.m. locally. This game started at 7 p.m. And everybody has stuck around here tonight on UAF Alumni Night. We'd like to thank University of Alaska Fairbanks for sponsoring tonight's game. Tomorrow night will be the Hawk Shop game. Also, Love Incorporated. You know what that means. I don't know, make something up. Falcon Magana. Grounded to short. Munoz to second for the force out. And that is your ball game. The Panners defeat the San Francisco Seals by a final score of 9-3. Panners take the first 3 of the series. This is the closest of the games by far after a couple of blowouts. Your winning pitcher is Garrett Maloney. Your loser is CJ Pina. And that's your ball game. Goldpanners defeat the Seals by a final score of 9-3 here on UAF Alumni Night at the ballpark. Thank you all so much for joining us for Goldpanners baseball tonight on PannerVision, where you can tune in, turn on, and pan out all summer long. Panners take the first 3 of the series, 2 more to go, including tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Join us for that. Have a great rest of your Friday night, everybody. For Chris Carlson and our good friend Burnley, I'm Garrow Von Dane saying so long from Growden Memorial Park in beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. Golden Days Parade tomorrow. Big festive day here in the Golden Heart of Alaska. Good night, everybody. The Panners win it 9-3. Celebrate.